Hey, 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 yeah, hey, what a time to be alive. I left them for dead, now I'm living right. No new friends, no new advice. That was high then, but we got bigger heights. We got bigger fish to fry. Bet on myself, then I roll the dice. Man, it ain't a gamble if you know you nice.
All right, welcome to Dollar and a Dream Podcast. I'm your host, Ara Amen, the #1 podcast in Dallas, Texas. And today we're going to do a Thanksgiving pod with the boys.
Let's go.
Yes, and we're going to talk about what we're thankful for. So, Josh, what are you thankful for today?
Man, I'm thankful for my boys. I'm thankful for my boys in Dallas. I'm thankful for all doing good. I ain't thankful for this inflation. I ain't thankful for paying higher gas prices. I ain't thankful for anything else in America other than just our health right now in this room. That's all I'm thankful for.
Amen. Amen.
Healthy boys.
All right, Sika, what you thankful for today?
Man, I'm thankful for a lot of things. First and foremost, we're going to shout out to Dallas, Texas, the Dallas Cowboys specifically.
Here we go.
My guy DeRon Bland got the pick 5.
Okay.
There we go.
Hey,
that
boy
breaking
Touchdown, breaking records.
baby.
I know some people hating right now. It's cool. It's cool. We them boys.
Let's take a shot to that. Let's take a shot to that.
We'll take a shot to that.
No,
I witnessed
shot.
history today.
It's
Oh, my
shot.
bad. I witnessed history today. So, you know.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank
Shout
you.
out to
Thank you, Cowboys.
Sure.
Hang on, edit that. What was that? Bro, that's crazy.
We're thankful, bro. Let's go.
Woo.
Man, that hit the chest right? Now you laughing all good.
Crazy.
He ain't ready for all that.
I was not ready for whatever.
Put a little
that
hair on
was,
his
bro. That
chest
was
just
shit.
then.
Y'all should put that. Yeah, y'all should put that mix in that.
Nah, you
No, we
got
didn't put any mix in that.
Y'all did? Okay.
No.
Hey,
Nah,
whatever.
you big boy.
bro. Come on.
But nah, for real though. Got to see a lot of family. Thankful for how this year is turning out right now. I got to meet some amazing people.
For sure.
Do some amazing things. So, and then I got some of my boys in the background. So I'm glad to see them and see how everybody's kind of like doing and elevating. So yeah.
Awesome, man.
For sure.
What about you, Justin? What are you thankful for today and this year?
Yeah. Well, for one, being able to hang out with extended family, not directly. And then being able to talk with everybody back home in Georgia. All of y'all, I mean, this shit would not be easy without y'all boys. I ain't gonna lie to you. So thankful for y'all. And
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
Appreciate you.
for sure.
Bro, yeah, I mean, think about this, man. This year, I didn't know Justin.
Nah.
Me and Sika, we barely talked.
Yeah.
Me and Josh, I've known Josh for too long.
Too long.
Too-
Too long.
No, we
Too
go
many
back
years.
since high school, but that's
Jesus.
my dog.
Right there till we
But-
die.
I mean, we didn't have a business. We didn't have direction. I mean, we were going a direction. We weren't going the right direction.
I was going
though.
in the
We weren't
direction
going
of
the right direction,
Employment.
bro. So I'm very, very thankful for this company called Max Life, which actually started 10 years ago today.
For sure.
Which is their 10-year anniversary. And without the CEO and founders and their leadership and mentorship, I wouldn't be here. I mean, I've been talking about doing a podcast for how long, Josh?
Jesus Christ, it's way too long, bro. You literally had to tell this man a parked car can't go anywhere. Just start the podcast, man. And I tried all my years of knowing him to get him to start it. And then you joined this company, and then you just started off the whim. And I'm proud of you, man. I really am.
I appreciate that, bro.
I'm proud of you.
We ain't gonna cry right now, but
That's the whiskey, bro.
behind the scenes.
no, bro. But like this has been a long time dream of mine, and the fact that we're here with the boys, having a drink, celebrating life, and just doing this, and everyone else is here. Like, it's pretty crazy that you make a decision, and then the right people just start to walk into your life. So I made a decision that the life that we were living is not the life I want to continue living. And once I made that decision, doors just started opening left and right. Like, I'm at Caesar. Shout out to Caesar and
Yes,
everything
sir.
he does and the resources and tools that he provides. I know he's going to be big. Shout out the Renaissance podcast. And without the right people in your life and like you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So I mean, today was a very big Thanksgiving for me. And then sitting down with my family and just knowing we're gonna be okay. We're going the right direction. When other years you're like, man, I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next.
You remember the first Thanksgiving that we had in Dallas when we moved in together? You remember both our chains got stolen. Our turkey got
Yeah, we
stolen.
want to hear this.
Yeah,
My-
I
No,
wanna
this
hear
is-
this.
that
knives
was
got
just-
stolen.
How did this
Dallas.
happen?
my sound system got stolen. This is the first week moving. My charger got crashed into.
What?
Everything
You gotta
just
like
went
put
down
that in
and back.
context.
Bro,
You mean
this,
like
this
stolen?
was the beginning of the end.
This is the beginning of the
This
end.
was literally the beginning
So we
of
just
what-
moved to Dallas
But
for
y'all
a week.
talking about like stolen off your neck? Or you
Off-
talking about
off
like
my
our
neck.
neck. That's
I woke up the next
Whoa.
morning.
That's
Off our neck.
Hey, welcome to
He had
Dallas.
No
Welcome to
idea.
Dallas,
We
bro.
had
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
idea.
Hard
Yeah.
awakening.
No. Back up with that story a little bit. Okay, so back up because it's
Give us some context.
because we were
That's
having
crazy.
fun.
We moved into Dallas for 1 week, and it was a fun week until all that happened.
No, but like that summer, we were having fun. We
Uh-huh.
were spending all our money,
Spend all our
being
money.
like not
DJ.
making
Wild
good
Boys.
decisions, not making good decisions.
Yeah.
Every weekend
And-
at Concord Cowboy, becoming regulars.
Yeah, just like partying for like no reason, right? There's nothing to celebrate. Honestly, we're just like nothing to celebrate by any means, but we're living like we are. And then we moved to Dallas, and that was cool. Like, I mean, living in Dallas was like a great experience.
Bro, that first week was hell.
And then we hosted a Friendsgiving, and I mean, it was pretty
And I
nice.
told you no. I told this man nope. He's like, we're doing it on the rooftop of our apartment. So he books it, right? And so, we got everybody there enjoying it. They're all like, okay, let's hit the club to Bottle Blonde. We leave all our stuff there thinking it's okay. Go to Bottle Blonde. We're having the time of our life. Next thing you know, I wake up in my bed. And I'm just like, what's going on right now? He comes out of his room. I come out of my room. I was like, dude, where's my chain? He was like, dude, where's my chain?
You got roofied?
I don't know what happened. We didn't
Yeah.
get roofied.
we got clipped.
Bro,
I didn't even notice it was gone.
it wasn't until I said something. So
Yeah.
both our chains were gone. I go upstairs to look for my speaker. That's been taken.
Oh.
The turkey that we had for Friendsgiving.
No leftovers.
No
Them niggas
leftovers.
took
leftovers.
Everybody
took the food?
scalded. It was a,
Josh was your
was
expensive knives.
drunk.
my expensive
Hungry.
knives are
That's
gone.
funny.
Dodge Charger, brand new. I only owned it for a month. Crashed into.
They
Everything
hit
was
your car
gone.
before they left.
Dude, oh my gosh, man.
I'm not gonna lie. This sounds like something y'all probably did.
No, dog. It's
This sounds like
Dallas.
some hangover shit. Like
And I
y'all
ain't
did a
gonna lie.
bunch of stuff and just forgot.
I would do it again.
Bro, no, the
Cause
problem.
I don't
good
know
time.
any criminals who's gonna like crash your car
And steal your turkey.
before they they probably gonna steal it before they crash into it.
No. What was crazy is that we had the rooftop all to ourselves. Everyone's there. We have a bunch of alcohol. All our friends are there. We're fine. Like we're fine.
list.
No, we're literally at home having a great time. Beautiful scenery on the rooftop, and I don't know what possessed one of the boys to say, "Let's go get a table down the street." Well, I know exactly what possessed him, but I'm not gonna talk about that. It was some chick. But he went and he was like, "All right, let's go get ball service." I'm like, "Why? Everything is here. That it's free," and he did it, and then that's
got
when
got.
he got, and then he got me, and then you got.
I remember we were
That's the guy you should have been questioning. Like, who set us up?
Dude, I remember telling that story, and after a while, everybody's reaction, like, I'll be dead honest, every black person's reaction, like, so they took it off your neck, and I was like, nah. What happened? You see, bro.
Lee,
That's what that was my first thing. Like, they took it out.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I would have been going to jail.
My mama gave me that chain.
your mom did give you that chain, right? No. No, we talked about this. We're like, dude, I wish we'd at least gotten like beat up and then take it. We didn't even know about
We
it.
might have gotten beat up, honestly.
No, we didn't.
I woke up with a headache.
That's because
Yeah,
you
you
just drank a
drunk.
lot.
I don't drink, man.
Oh, okay.
But no, you are kind of right. Like earlier, what you were talking about with making that decision, and then just like people coming in your life.
Yeah.
You know, just making that change allows for different, I guess, like outcomes to be attracted to you as opposed to like, you know, taken from you. So I think that's kind of one of the things that happened with me like last year. Y'all already remember. Well, that's my cousin, by the way. So that's why he's a wild boy.
Yeah.
I'm the one who kind of like got him.
Follow
you
me,
do?
son.
I ain't did nothing.
Follow me, son.
I've been
You gotta
chilling.
get out there.
You gotta get out there.
Hey, Jesus don't judge. Jesus don't judge. I'm chilling. But no, like, so, you know, last year we did the whole podcast. We did not the podcast, but we did the meet and greet.
Meet and greets,
You
those
know,
were
then
dope.
last year made that decision to start my own business. And, you know, just since then, I've just meeting a lot of great people, being in a different headspace, being in a different, I guess, state of mind, state of being.
sure.
It's just like, okay, these are the goals that I'm trying to hit. These are the people that I'm trying to attract towards me. And as a result, like the people who were, I hate to say it like this, but the people who weren't, who were only down for like the parties,
Right.
but not necessarily everything that that requires you everything that you need to do before you start
sure.
partying.
Right.
You gotta cut
Those are the
them out.
ones who kind of like. I didn't even cut them out.
You got to weed.
I, yeah,
It was
I didn't
crazy.
Cut, I didn't cut people
But yeah,
out.
it
They
was
cut
crazy.
themselves out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So like I still hit them up, happy Thanksgiving, stuff like that.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's,
for
it's,
sure, for
it's
sure.
mainly like those people we just don't like. We're not in the same lane anymore.
You're not aligned.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And so like you just realize like one day you just wake up and you go, I got a different group of people I'm
Yeah.
moving around with. I got a different group of values.
Yeah.
And I
Sure.
got, so
sure,
it's
for sure.
it's
You know
one
what
of those
I
things
wanna
that
say,
you kind of
though?
recognize.
One skill set you taught me from last year, even though it was just me.
I taught him
those people-
something. Clip
No,
it.
but
Clip
no, no, no,
it. That's the highlight. Clip it. Right there. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're done. We're done.
Thank
That's
you for guys
it.
for coming.
Something stuck.
No, but on the real, and I've always said this about you. Your networking abilities are the most insane things I've ever seen in my life. Like I could go up and talk to someone, but in terms of following back with them and having them hang out with me later on, that's like a 50-50 chance. With you, when someone meets you, they want to stick around you. So it was a skill set that I was like, oh, I need to learn this. If I want the right people in my life, I have to like figure out a way to get the right people to gravitate towards me.
sure.
I don't need to chase people all the time. So you have that energy that I've always like, especially last year you taught me that, man. I was like, there were some situations where I was like, man, how did I even meet this guy? I was like, CK. Yep. So
No, Sika he's a master networker,
Mhm.
and I mean you've even taught me some game about that, and I mean we will eventually have a whole podcast on us going deeper into that, and deeper into like your skill set, because it's one of the most valuable skill sets that I didn't even know was important, to be
It's
completely
powerful.
honest with you.
It's powerful.
Like I mean from the get go of this year, you'd be like, no, don't do that, do this, literally like, and it's like it's all love, so it's like it really like grew me faster than me trying to figure it out by myself. So you definitely have that skill, and most people don't realize how valuable that is, right? Just going up to somebody and then building a bond and a connection, and then being able to provide value. Like people just go and talk to people, but they don't provide value.
Right.
So you are able to provide value very quickly, and if it's not about you providing value, it's like, hey man, what are you looking for? Oh, I know this guy that's doing exactly that. Y'all should probably have a conversation. Like, and it's funny how that's how we met, because
Facts.
you like literally
We met at, what was it, Theory?
Theory.
yeah.
Oh, that
In
theory.
that night.
That was a crazy night.
That was a
night.
crazy
That
night
was
at
a crazy
theory.
night.
Yeah.
Are we gonna tell a story or something?
Okay, so
Run it.
So literally we're I'm just at the bar, right? And I'm just talking to the bartender, getting to know him. He's like, we get cool. He's giving out free drinks at that point, right? So I turn around and I'm like, is that Josh? I'm like, what the fuck is Josh doing here? Like, I know why I'm here. We're, like, 'cause we're looking for venues, right? For like where we're gonna have our meet and greet. But I'm like, why is Josh here? So I turn around, I'm like, Josh. He's like, what's going on, bro? What you doing here? We chopped it up. And then he's like, I want you to meet my friend Aura. And Aura's like, so they got this section, which is funny as hell because he's like really humble about like the wild boy that he used to be. But this guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
But like, so
Wild
they
boy.
used to it was I used to see it sometimes, but not like often in the way that they did it. They would go to like these clubs, and it would be people in sections, and they'll be like, they'll go to the owner or the GM, and they'll be like, we want that section, and they'll get dudes kicked out.
Just for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And I used to be like, dang, that's crazy. Like, why would you do that to
Guilty
these
as
little
charged,
kids? So
It wasn't me personally.
it was okay. It was the people that they're running, which they're not here. I'm talking about the attraction,
Yeah.
getting different energy. But that being said, me and Josh are talking. One guy comes out and he's like, "Man, these dudes just jumped me." I was like,
Blood all over his shoulder.
"Yeah,
and
blood all everywhere." I'm like,
shirt,
"Man,
everything.
please tell me it's not nobody I'm with." I'm with my cousin right now, so I know it's not him.
Yeah.
But we had a couple more people. So we get inside and
It's one of our boys.
yeah, it's one of our
It's
boys.
one of our
It's
boys.
literally, I'm not gonna drop any names, but it's some people that we were with.
Oh, we can bleep it out.
No, we can't.
Nah, we ain't doing it.
Can we?
But no,
We
okay.
can bleep it out. It was Alex Castillo, bro.
there it is.
As soon as
Can you mark that?
But no, but long story short, just after that day, I just remember like every time. So when you're like when you get a car, you've never seen that car until you start driving it for yourself. Then you see it everywhere.
Facts, everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd never seen R before in my life. The moment I met R, I saw him everywhere,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
and it was like always in these sections. And anyways, that was a pretty weird summer because
It was a weird summer, man.
yeah, I wasn't even trying to like party, but I just
you
ended up finding
partying. Yeah.
Anyways,
But you connected with a lot of people.
Yeah, no,
That
it was really good
You
because
connected with a lot of people that summer. That summer was crazy. That was the first summer out of COVID because I stayed in my house a whole year. So I stayed in my house a whole year, saved up a whole bunch of money.
No way.
Then we moved to Dallas, and I just blew every single
All in a
dollar
week.
every weekend, just spending money. And honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I regret it in terms of like the money I spent, but in terms of the people I met and the place where I'm at right now, I don't regret it because there's no way I would have gotten to where I'm at right now without meeting the certain people. We wouldn't have ran into each other.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
fact.
so
We
true.
wouldn't have ran
So-
into each other. You wouldn't have ran into him. You would have never met. You see how?
Oh yeah,
everything's
because
kind
I
of a
met
chain
I met
reaction?
him through Gracie, and that was because we were out.
That's because we were
That's
out.
So
crazy.
like that's the one thing about like being social. Like, say what you want about the nightlife, but people are out.
It's great
It's
networking, man.
100%.
It's
Well,
great networking.
Not for me.
It's not
yeah, it
intentional,
is, but it's more
but-
so you're building up the social skills that you need to
Right.
be able to talk to other people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I can,
It breaks
so I
you
look
out
at
that shell, basically.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. It's like if I could talk to this person, then and it's that easy. Then you start thinking to yourself, well, what if I just talk to this person in the same way?
I
It
can
just
have a- I can
relaxes
have a
your
conversation with
mind to where-
anybody. Yeah,
exactly.
I
To
get
where
it.
now you're able to have like organic conversations.
You guys ever
know?
heard that term? Business decisions aren't made in the office; they're made on the golf course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
like
yeah.
literally that.
And it's the same thing with the club, bro. Half the time when we talked about business, bro, it wasn't in business. It was we were at the club. Hey, man, I have this construction
I wanna
business.
do this,
I
yeah.
can help you do this and do that. We'll be in the club middle of the night. Next thing you know, next day you're having business with that person because you talked about it in the club scene.
Yes and no, right? Because a lot of those conversations do happen, but everyone is not like conscious enough to actually follow through. So that's one of the like
Yeah.
the big problems is because I meet a lot of people who, we talk about business, or I mean, even during the years we were out with the group of people, it's like we talked about this, but when it comes push to shove, I mean, it's like, oh, it was just talk, and so that's kind of like
It's like you were drunk and you kind of just
you were
were
just saying it,
things.
yeah.
So
and we've all been there, so it's not like
For
a
sure,
knock
for
on
sure,
anyone,
for
but that's
sure.
just in those situations when you meet someone under the influence, there's not that level of trust, respect, and like follow through.
So y'all mind if I like drop a gem?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Cook
So this is for me. This is why I don't. When I go out, I don't go out to talk to people necessarily. I mean, I do. I end up doing that just naturally. But I usually go out to talk to the employees because they're the ones who have to be sober.
True.
Right. So I'll talk to the doorman, the guy who's checking your IDs. Man, you do this full time? You know, what are you doing? Especially now that it's cold, man. They got you out here without no gloves on. You know, that's my line. Like, I'll do that all the time. I'll be like, yeah, man, I hate being out here with gloves on. I was like, okay.
Easiest way to get in the clubs, make friends with the doorman.
1,000%.
Yeah,
Mike at
100%.
Leary, Mac
Yeah.
Leary.
Mhm.
It was crazy because there was a night when who was it? It was either Swale or somebody was supposed to be at Theory, right? And the line was like, it was like long as hell, right? And I'm like, man, I'm not gonna wait for this shit. So I go up to the front and I'm like, hey, Mike. He's busy. I'm like, Mike. He looks at me. He goes, oh, what's going on, bro? How you been? He's like, nah, they're good. They're good. He's, in my mind, I'm looking on something like, I'm not like a football player. I'm nobody special.
Special, exactly.
But he looks at me and he goes, because we have that bond, he's like, yeah, just come through.
But
You
it's
know what
that
I'm saying?
social connection. That's what I'm talking about. That skill set that like you don't get anywhere just because of your knowledge. You're a very knowledgeable person. It's not because you're so knowledgeable that you got in front of the line. It's because you socialized with someone and that made that connection.
So the gym is this: when you meet the person, like, so the people like people who like them.
Facts.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, nobody likes somebody who's just like trying to take something from them.
Yeah.
So me, I'm humbly speaking, I haven't always been like this, but over a period of time, like, I just kind of started becoming a person where it's like one guy gave me an opportunity. I'll put it like that. And like, I used to go to his house. His wife used to cook for me and cook for us, and we would read and we would like learn. We would do like all this stuff. So just from that experience, I learned that, okay, if I'm gonna like talk to somebody, then I need to actually invest time and energy and like give. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even the best at it. Like, honestly, if I'm being like completely honest, I actually kind of suck at it. Like, I'm better than, from what people tell me, I'm better than the average person, but I still suck at it. Like, I don't return text messages sometimes. I don't return phone calls sometimes.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Who would you say is someone that you look up to that has that skill that you don't have yet in regards to networking?
Someone who has the skill?
Yeah, who's someone that has the networking skills that you look up to and you're like, dang, I want to do this?
Somebody famous or just somebody in general?
Anybody, like who do
It
you
could be
try to
anybody.
model? Who is someone that you try to model? Because like with amongst our peers, you're up there in regards to holding conversation, networking, providing
sure.
value. Who is it
So
that
I would
separates?
say there's a guy you've met him, but a lot of y'all don't know him. As far as like follow up game. And
I think I know who you're talking about.
Who?
Is it Michael Burris?
Oh, that's actually a good one too.
Because he's yeah.
So yeah, Michael Burrows, another guy named Rodney Smith.
Oh,
They're-
Rodney's really good
yeah,
too. Yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
You Justin knows Rodney. You know both of them.
Yeah.
You met Michael, I think,
Okay.
but I don't think you met Rodney yet.
Okay.
But
No, maybe. Okay, my bad.
yeah, those two are really really good. There's another guy that I met a long time ago. His name is Lance. He's in the energy space. They're really good at following up with, hey, I got this thing going on. You should come through.
Yeah.
That's
You know,
good.
Or and 9 times out of 10, it's like, so actually, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. So this is probably about, I think it was last month. So I forget, we were at the office. I think it was like, I think we were at the office, but I was on my way home, and somebody hits me up and they're like, "Hey, are you going to this whiskey washback?" And I was like, "Oh, I forgot that was today." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come through," because it was on my way. So I go to the place and I get in the into the lobby or whatever, and they're like, it's like $60 or something like that. I'm like, at this point in my life, I do pay for events, but I rarely have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, man, I don't even know if I want to be here because it looks like it's about to end, all this other stuff. And then Rodney sees me, and Rodney's the one who helped put on the event. And he goes, "Oh, bro, you here?" I was like, "Yeah, I just walked in." He was like, "Oh, no, he good. He did one of the micro things, right?" And in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, man, I appreciate that. I don't really give a lot to you. Like I used to, you know what I'm saying? I've given him like connections with certain people, but overall, I haven't like given him a bunch of value outside of like those previous connections that we had that I made like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it's certain things like that leaves an impression on you.
Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
for sure.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like he's really good at like following up with people months later and saying, "Hey, I got this thing. You should come out. There's gonna be some people here that you want to meet."
Wow. So
Solid.
it's the biggest takeaway from that is you can follow up months after.
Yeah.
And that's why is that like
Which even I've
why
been
is
to
it
his
not
house.
cold though? Why is it not cold at that point?
If you providing value, then they're gonna.
That's what I was about
It's
to
gonna
say.
always stick
Stick
anyway.
in your ways,
So
yeah.
like, I can not talk to you for a couple months, but I mean, if you told me something that was value, I'm gonna remember it. So whenever I see your face again, it's gonna just pop right back up.
It's the value that you provide, and then it can go. I mean, it's the same thing with friendship, right? If you have a good bond or a good friendship with someone, they provide you that value of friendship. You don't see someone for months or
yeah.
years. You can pick up like it's like
And it's like
Like
you
it's nothing.
never.
Yeah.
It's like you never went those months without talking to them. It's like, oh, boom, pick it up.
it's
like
so
we-
simple.
yeah.
It's so simple to be like a good, nice person and help people.
That part.
And then it comes back, and then it's not weird. But like you said, people are. It's like you always have to find that balance of, oh, I'm trying to get something out of you.
Well, it's not even that you have to find the balance. You have to lead with. So like the guy I was telling you about, his name is Lance Stevens. He says like life is a giver's game. So it's not really about finding the balance between what I want to get from you and what I'm trying to
What I
give
can
to you.
give to you.
It's just what I can give to you
Yeah.
because like people want to
It's gonna
reciprocate.
circle
back.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
people
It's gonna circle
generally
back to
speaking
you.
want to
Yeah.
reciprocate.
You know what's crazy, man? When you were talking about your influence, and this might sound crazy, this is gonna sound really stupid, but my first like influence into socializing and stuff, and we've all seen this movie, was Wolf of Wall Street.
Solid.
And the reason why was the first time I watched that movie was my friend Brian, and we're driving home, and I was like, Brian, what was the business they're actually selling? And we both stood there, and the first time we watched the movie, no one knows what he actually did for work.
Nobody did.
No one knows what he did for work. You have to watch that movie again to realize he was doing investments. The only thing you gain out of it is he gathered a group of people that he knew that provided value to him, and vice versa. He promised a value to them.
Yes.
And they grew up the business from that. There was never any talk of business in like the first like real hour and a half of that movie. You realize he did some investments, but you didn't realize what exactly he did.
Yup.
And so that was like my first like memory of socialization, where it's not really what you know, it's who you know and how you bring value to the table. There was nothing really crazy that he was doing. some people may say that, oh, he was so brilliant. No, he was brilliant at socializing and
Had a team.
and had a team and knew how to build that up.
Well, he was also really good, man. So that's one of my really my favorite movies. The Founder.
The
I tell
Founder.
people all the time, like, if you're gonna, you need to watch The Founder. If you haven't watched it, you need to watch it. They're really good at like selling the dream.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And not just like selling it, but then like making it a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's an instance in both movies where when they're bringing the people together and they're saying I'm gonna make you guys rich. We're gonna make we're all gonna be rich. In Wolf of Wall Street, there's that scene where he's going to each one of them and he has a script.
Boom.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, you got to change your accent. You got to change the way you talk, right? And then he gave them fake names, and then they're all just doing the script, and then they're winning because they're doing the script. And then in The Founder, it's the same thing. It's like we got the Speedy system. We have 2 pickles, whatever the thing is for ketchup, 1 onion, and a patty, and then a slab of cheese. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, in as much as you do the Speedy system, in as much as you do this formula, you're gonna get the same exact burger no matter what franchise you go to.
Exactly.
Right? Because you're getting the same exact burger no matter what franchise you're going to. You're getting the same audience. You're getting the same income. You're getting the same everything. So when he goes to those people and he's pitching this dream to them, he's saying, as long as you do what I'm telling you to do, you're gonna win.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay, what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Like there's that scene.
There's a formula.
Right, exactly. There's that scene in The
Systems,
Founder that
baby.
it like
There's
gets me
systems.
goosebumps. He goes, churches, flags.
100%.
He's like, we're gonna make McDonald's just as American as churches and the American flag.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
simple.
Jesus.
That's funny because I never thought about this, but the way you described Wolf of Wall Street is kind of like similar to what we do.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, we sit down and we talk with people to sell them the dream, and we wouldn't even like bring up insurance. Like,
What do you want?
Like, it's like, hey, I'm like, you provide value. We never like, I mean, I have reels of like what we do when we're like going around the office and messing around, and it's like, I promise we do insurance. Because
It's like Tyler's got people doing push-ups.
shout out
Let me
Shayla.
trick you real quick.
But yeah, I mean, like you it's like it's not about what you're doing. It's about who you're with and how you impact people.
For sure.
That's crazy.
So I guess I'm gonna let you run. I was gonna ask like, cause the way you ended that, I guess like this year, who has impacted you the most,
Ooh.
or what has impacted you the most?
What's impacted me the most this year? First and foremost, this is a corny answer. God has always impacted me first. Brought some things into my life and had some clarity into my life. Man, what's impacted me the most though? Honestly, it's the people I see doing wrong and pretending that their lives are amazing.
Ooh.
That's what
man.
impacted me the most, honestly. And what I mean by that is, we talk about last year and everything. Last year, my judgment was clouded by certain things. And so I was with certain groups of people that I thought were successful and I thought were happy. And in turn, they were the most unhappy people in the world.
Yup.
And it's funny. I used to work with a financial service group. And my client was a multi-millionaire, owned a bunch of staffing companies. They place people in businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So when they told me I was going to meet him in person and he was going to walk into the room, I was like, dang, this is about to be the freshest dude, freshest suit, everything. Bro, my jaw dropped when I saw this guy walk in with cargo shorts, sandals,
Casuals.
and an old T-shirt that I swear he got from a garage sale. And this guy was the happiest dude. I later on saw his car. Do you guys know what he was driving up?
Probably
He was
like
driving
Toyota.
a-
Toyota,
no,
yeah.
a beat up. I mean, he was a BMW, a beat up old BMW. He had a big house. Don't get me
Don't
wrong.
have to flex like
but
that.
he was happy. No Rolex watch, no fancy watch or anything. And so it made me realize. I realized at that point, but this last year, my judgment was so clouded that I thought the people that were showing off the most and that were the most flashiest were the happiest and most
Yeah.
successful. It's funny. It's the guys that, when they fall off the face of the earth and their nose is to the ground and they're grinding, you don't hear from them in months. Those are the guys that are working hard. Those are the guys that are happy. Those are the guys that are providing value and provide value to your life. So that's kind of what's influenced me this year.
That's crazy.
Solid.
Because it's people see value in what they perceive value in, right? So what we kind of talked about earlier is that if you're watching, like, I mean, I was huge into basketball, football, like watching it, doing fantasy, like knowing the players, knowing the stats, knowing everything. And for years, I would look to like know all of that knowledge, and looked forward to fantasy and like fantasy football consumed my life and everything like that. And then this year, I have been like, I could care less about sports. And I mean, go Cowboys, go Mavs, Dallas, everything all the way. Like, don't get me wrong, but I barely watch anything. Like, I mean, I fell asleep during football today. I watched. Hey, we still won.
You missed
history though.
No, I mean,
history, man.
we will circle back around to history in Dallas in a second here, because Dallas is on a crazy run. Not just the teams, but everything is in alignment for Dallas right now. But if you don't put the value in football or the NFL or basketball or the NBA, and you just stopped, watching or caring about it, it's like, then like athletes walk in, and people that idolize athletes, it's like, oh, you're just another man, or people that come in and just idolize artists or whatever, and just because you're listening to them all the time, you're like, oh, you're just another human being, and we're all just human beings at the end of the day.
Bro, back to what you said, because it ties into that. Like I said, bro, people that are not really happy, celebrity. Dude, do you know how many stories you've heard of celebrities and what they're doing behind the scenes?
Yeah.
And how crazy they are
They
and
like-
what
yeah, they
and
don't
then you
like it.
realize, damn, these guys have everything and they're the most unhappy
Facts.
people in the world. Think about
I
every
wouldn't
celebrity.
say that. I wouldn't say they're No. Don't get me wrong. There are some celebrities that are extremely unhappy, right?
Yeah.
But I would say more so that these are individuals who have too much time and freedom. Not that
No
not to
purpose.
say that
No
they're
purpose.
right. What's the old adage? Idle hands do the devil's work.
Yeah.
Facts.
So it's not that they don't work, but they don't have any meaningful, purposeful work. Like if you think
like
about
that. I
a
like
lot of the things that's going on right now with some of the lawsuits with like Cassie and Diddy, and
Yeah.
now they're trying to pull like Jamie Foxx into
Jamie
it.
Foxx.
Which I don't believe that.
I saw the Jamie Foxx thing. That was
I thought, yeah, y'all lying.
BS.
Ain't no way. Ain't
This
no
man
way.
just, bro, you're hitting a man when he's low. He just had a stroke.
Almost died.
Almost
Right,
died,
come
and you're
on.
hitting this man when he's weak.
Like,
I call BS on it.
I
I
don't believe
sniff it.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
But
But-
some of the other guys, the executives and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it's kind of one of those things where when you hear the stories, you're going, I mean, you knew, like, you've
Oh,
always
yeah.
heard rumors of
Yeah.
certain things happening,
True.
right? But when you hear, like, what was happening, you go, shit. Like, you had enough power, time, and freedom to just, like, go far left or far right with your imagination. Like Trey Songz spitting in a girl's mouth during COVID was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't the spitting part. It was during COVID.
It was during COVID, bro. It was
During
crazy.
COVID, that
It was at a
crazy.
concert too,
It
right?
was at a concert.
And wasn't she had a boyfriend or
She
married?
did, yeah. He
That's
he
crazy.
slow dropped that boy too. It was crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying? But that's what I mean. Like,
There's no need.
it's things like that when you're like.
Slow
So when you
drop.
say like they're not, I'm like, nah, they're happy.
No,
they
no,
just
no,
don't
no.
have purpose.
I don't know,
Right.
though. I don't think that's true.
I don't think they're
happiness.
happy, man.
I
Yeah,
don't
no,
think
no,
they're
that's not-
happiness. I think you go to doing those extent of things when you're not happy. You're trying
Exactly.
to find happiness.
Exactly.
So
Oh,
you're trying
you're trying to,
happiness
like,
in
get that
different
high.
avenues. You're trying to get that high
Where
to
your
feel
high
something,
coming
but
from.
you will never do that. You can never do that with the things you're doing.
Would that
Well,
ever make
I
you
would
happy?
say I would say this.
Like that,
Well, hold on, hold
no
on. I-
human being is
I-
going to
I
do
would-
that and
I
be
would
happy.
I would redefine the terms. It's not that they're not happy. It's that they're not satisfied.
It's about status. It's like I can do this and get away with it,
Well,
and
no,
that
no.
puts me above you.
But what I'm saying is that they're not satisfied with what they have.
But that's why they're doing that, right? They're not
Right,
satisfied,
right.
so they're like the only thing that can make me feel, get me that high is to put myself above everyone else.
Right, exactly. So,
So-
they don't. So they're happy in those moments when they're doing the weird stuff because it's like, oh, I am that guy, but they're not satisfied.
Like
that's
spitting in
that's
the
what I'm
That's
mouth
saying.
exactly
during
what bottle
COVID.
service is,
Yeah.
though. It's like you spend all this money in the club, you're rah-rahing, and you're the guy for that moment. But any
Yeah.
person that has has value in their hard work for money is gonna be like, that's not a good way to spend your money.
Not it.
Bro, I'll be honest with you. So like going back to what we were talking about earlier, I think that what you just said, because we were talking about tie-ins, I think that was the thing that impacted me the most this year.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll never forget. Last year I'm at every club, right? And literally, like,
I think
I'm
it
getting
was every
I'm
club.
everywhere. I'm everywhere. Like
crazy.
every Friday.
Everywhere.
And here's the funny thing.
Everywhere
I
but
was
church.
there.
He was there.
But I was still there. I was still there. Don't get me wrong. I was still there. But I was, but
joking.
I was never like I never like being there. It's cool. You're
Mm-hmm.
around people, but it was a task getting out of bed and then going out and doing it.
Bro.
I'm like, oh, I gotta go do this thing again and like get known in the city, right? So, to that, I remember one day I was at the club. It was like me and my Rod,
Rod,
right?
yeah.
And we were talking about it. I'm like, dude, you know the funny thing about all this, the more you're around people, the more you recognize two things, like how far away from your goals you are,
Yeah.
and how many
That's
people
good.
are pretending to be past you.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, there's so many people that are just like bottle service. It's like if you go to the club, I'd say 3 weeks in a row, you're gonna notice something.
Oh,
It's
Same
all
people,
the
same
same
people.
people,
It's the
same,
same people.
music, same
100%.
playlist, same scratching. Everything's the same.
How many times I say that, dude? Every club has the same look.
Every
I had my girlfriend
time.
went to out of the country, and she videoed, and they were playing the same exact songs in Europe.
Yep.
And I was like, bro, club life doesn't. It's the same.
It's
wild.
the same.
Bro,
It
it's
doesn't
a
change, bro.
simulation.
It's just, and you know what?
It's literally like,
And you know what's
bro.
crazy? I want you guys to do this because we know a
Just
ton of
watch.
bottle girls. Ask a bottle girl about someone, and they'll tell you the truth about that someone. You know how many guys they told me they're like, oh, he's actually really broke. His card declined like a ton of times. He had to borrow money from someone
Bro,
else.
you know what's crazy? So
crazy.
to that, I'll never forget. So I was at Tower Club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was me, Curtis, and Spring, and we were you were there. It was the day that Alan.
Yeah.
So I'm running I'm paying for the bill, right? And they go, your membership is not active. I was like, no.
Can't be right. Can't be
I was
right.
like, no, it's not. That's not true. So they're like, and they're giving me the stink eye. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no. And I know these people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. Let me see what y'all did, right? So they look at it, and I'm talking to them, and they're going, oh, I'm sorry, that's somebody else's
Credit card.
somebody else's member number.
Membership. Oh.
They put the wrong member number in, right? So I'm looking at the person's name, and I remember the person because I had met him like I want to say either earlier this year or late last year. And one of the girls who used to work there, she goes, "Yeah, we don't like him because his stuff always declines."
Bro, you be
But he brings women up there to like
Flex.
finesse,
and
Flex, yeah.
right?
Bro, I met some dude this past couple of weeks, and I've been
It was also
talking to him.
kind of awkward. I'm like, we
No,
don't
no.
we don't all look the same. That's the one. My bad. Cancel.
No,
know,
so all
I
right.
didn't know you was
cancel.
black until now. Hey, your podcast career started and
Yeah, it's
then
done. It's done. My bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, it was a
I'm
good
an
run.
outlier.
4
I'm an outlier.
episodes.
I'm an
4
outlier. My bad.
episodes,
My bad.
No,
who would have thought?
Funny enough, when you bring that up, is there's this guy I met past couple weeks, and he has a couple Corvettes, and he rents them out on Toro. And what he does is he has he's like very smart about his clientele. He wants to have returning customers. He has a returning customer that every time he sees him, he has $100 bill in his hand, and he always has a different girl with him whenever he picks up the car or whenever he's like interacting with the guy who's getting the car from him.
Yeah.
Anytime he sees him, he goes up to him. He goes with the 100 in his hand. He goes, "Have my car ready for tomorrow." And then tomorrow he takes that girl out, and then it's like he drops off, picks up that car that he rented on Toro, and he's just a returning customer.
Oh, I see what he's
So
doing.
so there's guys out here that are finessing that life. And then he's also told me that guys will rent out the Corvettes, and they go to 2 places. Could you guess what those 2 places are?
Komodo.
Come on.
Komodo.
Citizen?
Nope.
Komodo, right?
Nope.
Nope.
Twin Peaks tight ends.
You're wild.
I swear to God.
No
Twin
way.
Peaks tight
You
ends.
pull out the Twin Peaks
They're,
tight ends with a
they're
Corvette?
renting these cars and going to restaurants, bro.
Oh, God.
You said wait. Did you say
Restaurant.
restaurant?
Restaurants.
I've
what
never
they-
heard of that
that's
before.
what
That's
they show.
crazy.
Restaurants?
I
what they
like
show
that.
us.
Okay, restaurants.
That's crazy.
But you know what? No, that actually
that's
kind of makes
the
sense. 'Cause That's
extent
like the
these guys
lower.
go
That's
to,
like
bro.
that's the okay.
Lower tier girls all fall for
Yeah,
that.
they've never experienced that right there.
Yeah.
Bro, but is
If
it...
you go to Komodo, like women at Komodo, they know.
They can
Yeah,
tell
they
immediately
pick
They
off
can
the
tell.
bat.
Bottle blinds, they
pick up.
bottle blinds.
Not bottle blind necessarily.
Citizens a little bit.
Yeah.
Bloom a little bit, but like Komodo, yeah, they know.
They know.
They pick
Yeah,
up.
and it's like, if you go there one time, they're not going to remember you. But if you continuously go with the
For
car,
sure.
then
He's
it's
a
like,
regular.
then you're a regular. Then it's like more believable. But that's funny to me, man. There's guys
You know,
out here.
so if you really want to see some like true finessing, go to Houston.
Houston
yeah.
is
Oh
crazy.
yeah.
Houston.
Oh yeah.
Houston is
100%.
crazy.
You can't compete with the
100%.
scammer money out there.
Dude,
I remember
Them boys
I
different.
was talking to my
Them
cousin.
boys different out there.
1,000%. 1,000. I remember this is like right after COVID. I went out there for my cousin's birthday, and I just remember like on Friday night, I was like, all right. It was kind of dead in there, but it was early on a Friday, so I'm like, it's your birthday, we buy a bottle, right? I'm not saying this to flex, but I'm just saying this to set the tone, right?
You're
I
kinda
bought Ace
flexing,
of Spades, right?
but Flex.
That night it was
that
that night it was probably like maybe $600, $700.
You're still flexing, but flex.
No, I'm tell you why it's not. So we buy it, we drink it. I'm like, this isn't even that good, right? Like, whatever. The next,
not that good.
It's not that good.
It tastes just like champagne.
It's an overrated. I'm sorry. You're not
Who
getting
you call
sponsored
it?
by them
Jay.
clearly, but
Jay doesn't sponsor, but his eyes are everywhere, bro.
yeah, no facts, facts. So
Don't come first, JC.
so the next, yeah, I still want that dinner. You still,
I wouldn't take the money, I swear.
so
You mean so much to me.
So we come back the next day, Saturday, right? It's packed out. Now, this is the club that my cousin, he manages, right? So the night before, it was supposed to be like $900, but it's his birthday.
Yeah.
He managed it, so we get it for $7. When I tell you that at least 20 bottles were going, and they were going for $1,500 that night. So literally,
Oh, yeah.
it was like 5 sections, and out of those 5 sections, like 5 main sections, out of those 5 main sections, it was only like 2 guys who were doing bottle wars,
Oh yeah.
and it was just like
We
you
know
buy-
people that do that.
It was just
You get a
buy
bottle, I get a bottle.
and I get a bottle.
pour it out.
And who's
Yeah.
the richest person? They just pour it out.
Yeah.
And literally, it was like back, so back then they used to play the Undertaker song when somebody buy a Ace of Spades bottle.
Yeah.
The dun, 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 you know what I'm saying? And they would come out slowly with the Ace.
Yeah.
They ran out of the sign. It was crazy. So they just keep coming back, and I look at them, I go, bro, I couldn't live out here. Like,
No, you can't.
When I was
Nah.
single, I could not live out here. I wouldn't be able to compete with the scammer money.
There's a lot of
It's
scammers
just,
in
it's too
Houston.
much.
Well, you just don't want to compete regardless, because it's not something you're competing in that's worth of
No,
value.
no. I'm not with the guys. I'm talking about like with the women.
The women, you can't.
Yeah, because,
you're not
because
gonna
if you
pick
go
up
to
women in
if you go to
Houston, bro.
Houston as a single man, you're going to Houston for women. You're not going there to like throw a bunch
Right.
of money at some bottles. You could care less about the bottles.
No one cares
You
about
get the
the
sections
bottles.
and the bottles
No.
to get the women.
You're
So
a
my
peacock.
point is-
You're
you're
flocking.
peacocking, right.
You're showing your feathers.
1,000%. So the point is that if I was out there single, I wouldn't be able to. I'm telling
'Cause
them,
I'm
I'm
not-
like,
yeah.
like he's known in the city because he's worked at some of the higher end
You're
clubs.
talking about a fun, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
higher end clubs. He's really personable, stuff like that.
Really
so
nice
people
guy.
like him. Yeah, people like him. NBA players, all these guys like him. He actually got connected. His personality got him connected to 50 Cent's camp. 50 Cent's camp. When 50 moved to Houston. That being said, he's good, but the average guy,
No.
You can't compete, bro. That's why you got to rent these cars on Toro.
You know,
no, it was crazy, bro.
But that's sad,
You
though.
know the
doing that
number one
either.
thing about Houston? If I go to Houston, and it was just why when I go to Houston, bro, I avoid so many people. If I go to Houston, and ask, hey, what do you do for work? And you tell me you do logistics, I already know you're a freaking scammer.
Scammer,
man.
100%.
I do trucking
IT.
logistics. You're a liar, bro.
IT.
I do IT. You're a liar.
Yeah.
If you wear a
Scrum
black
Master
shirt,
is a big
chain,
one.
black jeans, pair of Jordans, and say you're an
So I
IT,
can't wear my J's.
you are a scammer, my man.
That's crazy.
But
Nah, you can wear your Jordan.
Sounds like
we know what you do. You good.
I've been through this way too many times, but no, but it's crazy because like it is culturally acceptable in that city to
Oh,
be a
100%.
scammer. In fact,
Yes.
you are looked weirdly if you're not a scammer.
Yeah.
If you have a
Like-
daily 9 to 5, people look at you weirdly.
You're not normal.
Houston and Atlanta.
Bro, I have to be at work tomorrow
You're not
morning.
normal.
Tomorrow morning, you're a bum. You have to go to 9 to 5. You're a bum. You're a bum, bro. What do? I do trucking logistics. What?
Yeah.
Just trucking what? Trucking logistics.
Yeah.
You're a scammer. Yeah, but that's what I got to do to make it in the city.
Facts.
It's weird. It's culturally accepted up there. You can say straight to a girl and the girl will be proud of you. For
She
saying
okay
that.
with that?
Bro, dude,
Yeah.
I've heard
No,
girls talk about
I've heard,
this shit.
yeah.
Girls
So
be-
like on
there's
the
girls out here
on,
that be wanting
on some of the
scammers, like, yo, I
podcasts,
don't want nobody else.
just to we're not gonna name the names, but some of the podcasts, the girls from Houston, they'll be like, "Yeah, I want scammers."
They
Yeah,
want a
that's what I'm saying.
scammer.
That's
For
what
I'm
real, yeah. It's crazy.
Like, hey, you like it, I love it. It is what it is. Like,
I love it.
but you can't complain about the relationship you got
Right.
after that.
Let me know when you're happily
he
married.
ain't gonna keep value.
Yeah,
I don't even think the purpose is to get married at that point. I think the purpose is they need a way to survive.
Yeah.
They themselves, girls in
No,
in
no,
it-
no, no, no,
girls in the city of Houston, they have to survive a lifestyle.
No,
have
there
to,
you go. It's not about
So they wanna keep
survival.
up,
It's about
right?
They have to
maintaining
keep
a
up
specific
with
lifestyle.
and they can't do that
Right.
with their own pockets. So a lot of them have to hook on to these scammers are cheating on them, disrespecting
In
them
their face.
in their face. They
Well,
don't, they
don't
don't
matter.
I'm
It
not
don't
gonna.
matter.
I don't know what they're doing to the girls.
Chico,
I just
bro,
be
know.
real,
come on,
be
bro.
I'm
real,
just saying.
Be
I don't
real.
know. I'm
We
just-
know,
no.
bro.
What I'm saying is.
We know.
What I'm saying is. No, I know some scammers that are. You know what I'm saying. You're talking about spitting in their face. All right, look.
No,
that's-
not spitting in their face. It's just literally spitting, but in
Okay,
terms of
because
disrespect.
I'm like relaxed.
It's
So,
a-
like, 'cause I don't know what's going on.
Trey
Like,
Songz in Houston.
but I'm
Trey
yeah,
Songz
no, like
moved to
it's not.
Houston.
You're not having like the healthiest relationship.
You're not.
Yeah,
For sure.
No, but
I
you're
got that.
you're accepting that because they're upbringing your lifestyle. That's the only way you're surviving.
That's the only way you can.
But why are you living
But
that
no,
lifestyle?
no,
You
no,
shouldn't
but
live that
no,
lifestyle.
hold on, because respectfully, I understand. Like when you use the word survival, it's almost like they don't have a choice. It's like nah,
Right,
no, no,
right.
no, no.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like
That's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying.
no, no.
They wanna keep up
I'm
with
be honest with you.
status,
Like
bro.
if you've ever talked to like. I got homegirls in Houston. First of all, Houston women are some of the most aggressive women. Period. And I'm talking about like Houston, Oak Cliff. You know what I'm saying?
Same thing.
Like,
Continue, but I'm gonna let you remind you of
like,
something later.
like you feel like you. Every conversation feels like you know when you're on a basketball court and you're like dealing with a big man who's just like trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Back it
up on
like
you.
for no
Yeah.
reason, like you know, pause, like a pause, crazy.
Trying to play the best D on them. Pause.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying?
Ball,
It's like,
whoa.
bro, we're just at 24-hour fitness. Relax. You could just shoot a jump shot. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is talking to like girls in Houston.
Oh, yeah.
It's like New York
I
girls.
agree.
They're all like I remember Houston and Dallas were the first times like I actually had a girl call me bro. And like, and like, mean that shit.
What you mean, bro?
like,
for
like,
real.
bro, I'm
It-
like,
it will
You gonna give me a drink,
I was
bro?
like, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know
And
what
I told one of my boys, it was so funny. I told one of my boys they were gonna go to Houston. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go to Houston, you gotta go to this club. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell my cousin that you're coming. They gonna show you a good time, yada yada yada. If you go out there by yourself, cause he's from like Frisco or some shit like that.
Oh.
He's like from the good part of North Dallas,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's black, but he's just like from the good side of North Dallas. I'm like, bro, Houston is different. You
a
can't be nice out there. They talk different, they walk different, they act different. Like I've seen like my boys slap box they girls, and they were in like happy relationships. You know what I'm saying? So and like
feel about
seriously, it's crazy. Like and it's just
And
like
coming
the fir-
up in this next fight, we married couple of 3
Hey,
years.
and the first time
Happily married couple of 3
Happily
years.
married.
and the
In
first time I
Houston,
saw it, I thought it
Texas.
was weird. I was like, these niggas really out here slapboxing. But
crazy.
after a while, I'm like, oh, that's just, I guess this is what they do. You know what I'm saying? Not to say I like condone domestic violence, but I'm just saying like that's just like or
That's what
DV,
it
my
is.
bad. That's just like you have to clip
Oh, shit.
But that's not to say that I condone DV, but like that's just like a cultural thing that some people do in certain areas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my point is, he's going out there, and he calls me the next week. I was like, bro, how was it? He's like, bro, you were right. He's like, I've never been curved by so many women in my life. He's like, I'm out in Dallas, I'm the man. I'm like,
Oh.
it's Houston, bro. It's different.
You got to really
Like the
compete.
temperament is different.
Yeah.
The people are different. That's it's weird to say that because Houston's only what like 3 hours.
Well,
4
cities
hours?
have vibes, man. All different
Oh,
cities have
facts.
different vibes. Like
Facts.
the vibe in Dallas is different than the vibe in Frisco.
Yeah, Deep Ellum.
Facts.
So like, and even
facts.
in parts of Dallas, right? Uptown's different than Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
So I mean, cities have like a pulse and a
Dude, it's
feeling.
It's crazy what you said because when we were in Vegas, we met some people and there was one particular girl and she was just out of like she very aggressive. And then you're like, she's from Houston. And then she told me she
Oh
was from
yeah, facts.
Remember that girl, dude?
Facts.
Tall girl.
Freaking weird.
And I was just
I was like,
bro, you are
bro, when
very
T.I.
aggressive.
came on, it was a
When
wrap.
T.I. came on, I thought
When
she
it
was
was
about
like-
to pull out. I was like, bro, relax, dog. This is just a regular club in Vegas, dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm here for a conference, a financial conference. Do you need life insurance? I need
Trying to
life
get
insurance,
educated out
dog.
here. Calm down, sweetheart.
Like, it was too much. But you're spot on, bro, about the Houston girls.
Nah, they wow.
I completely forgot about that. For real.
Dude, she was very aggressive.
And they were there. They were there for a birthday party.
Her friend was
And she
passed
was
out
just
in
like
the
that.
booth, and she was like going crumping and
crazy.
everything. I was
T.I.
like, bro.
T.I. came out. He was like, dun, 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 and she was.
Dude, I saw blood in
she
her
just
eyes.
came out going balls. I was like, hey, yo.
Hey, yo, you 6 foot tall. You can't be doing that, girl.
Man, I'm
Get your
telling
ass
you,
in the
bro.
WNBA.
I'm telling you, she was trying to back down some niggas that day. She was trying to dunk on somebody. She's trying to do a hook shot on somebody. She
Remember what she said when we were leaving? She's like, "We're getting food. Are you paying?" I was like, "Bro,
Nigga,
what?" I was like, "What?"
Yo,
I was like, "What?"
That's crazy.
that's
Shout outs to you if you're still out there.
Shout out to you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's
Oh,
Which
God.
was even different from like I don't know where the
where we at?
where the other girls are from, you know. The,
Oh,
Hey, yo, Vegas
They're
was
from
a
the
trip,
East Coast.
bro.
They're from the East Coast. I
Vegas-
don't remember.
no,
where.
I think that's
they
from,
are.
I think so.
no, I thought it was from like
I don't remember.
Cali or something.
I don't remember. To be honest
No,
with you.
Vegas.
I
was a
don't
trip.
remember. I
Vegas
just
was a
remember that
trip.
one. Girl,
That
bro.
financial conference was amazing though.
That financial conference was amazing. that was an amazing
No,
financial
facts.
conference.
Shout out to PHP.
Can I ask you guys
That-
something?
Shout out
that
to
was crazy.
Khabib. That
Khabib showed
The,
up.
Khabib-
Yeah,
yeah, the
that's solid.
Khabib interview.
that was really good. Charlie Kirk. That was good.
Let me ask you
Charlie
guys
Kirk.
something, because you guys
That
are
was some
really
heat.
deep in the financial
sure.
industry, and I was talking to some people at work about this, and no one seems to know this. The richest man, one of the richest men in the world in India,
Yeah.
billionaire,
Yeah.
got caught, and his net worth dropped from like 151 billion to like 50
What did he
billion.
get caught doing?
He cooked up the books. So I'm an
He
accountant.
was inflating the numbers.
and nurse, he was inflating the
Okay.
numbers, so it made his stock prices come up. And since he owns most of his stocks, it
Yeah.
made his net worth go up.
Yeah.
And that is one of the craziest things that's gone underneath the cover. No one's talking about that. And the reason why I bring this
it's not that
up,
crazy.
Yeah, it's not that crazy. That happens a lot.
Yeah,
So,
that happens all the
last
time.
year, or no, earlier this year, the guy from the CEO of Bed Bath and Beyond, he killed himself. He jumped out of a building.
Yeah.
For something very similar. That stuff like that happens a lot. You just have to be in
you
finance.
just
to know.
named one instance. It doesn't happen a lot, and it doesn't happen like this. This is a little different because if I can check the books, right? Like, look, Enron was a big thing, right? And they eventually fell and got caught, and it was a big news, right? This guy got caught, lost well over more than what Enron lost, and no one's talking about it. Think about that. Enron
When you
was
say no one, what do you mean? Who do you mean?
no. Have you guys heard about it?
Well, it's because it's
not-
also in India. It's not in America.
No, it doesn't matter. He's one of the richest men in the
No,
world.
I understand, but it's still not in like Western media. That's like number one.
He is Western media. His daughter is married. I mean, this is going to sound stupid. His daughter is married to one of the Jonas Brothers.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie, that does
Yes.
sound
no, that does.
Yeah.
Wait, that does sound stupid.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but like when it comes to Western media, we look at celebrities like they're Western. They're looked at Western media, right? So the guy is a well-known guy. He owns half of America on real estate. Like, the guy is very wealthy. But why I bring this up is because when you're in the financial services, do you guys see a lot of people who are quote unquote very wealthy, and it's just a complete, because we've talked about the club life.
facade?
But what about people, in the financial service that are living that facade of a life?
Oh, 100%.
Well, so,
all
so
the time,
thing,
bro.
The thing about this is what I noticed, right? Because we were talking about like people like that. So we talked about the Binance guy earlier, right? FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried.
Yeah.
His whole thing crashed.
Even like Wolf of Wall Street, think about how
Jordan
they
Belfort.
Jordan Belfort. Yes and no, right? Because Jordan Belfort was essentially screwing over a bunch of people to get his riches, right?
Yeah.
So a lot he's portraying that he's living a specific lifestyle, but he's inflating the numbers by screwing up over other people.
I guess what I'm trying to ask is anybody now, I'm not saying personally, but right now, when you examine the financial world, and because you're in that industry, anybody you know that's up here saying, I made this money, I'm doing this, and you, all three of you know, like, that's a lie.
Yeah.
You're talking about like a famous person, a regular.
Or
Doesn't
just
have to be
regular people.
regular person, famous
Oh, yeah.
person,
People lie all
anybody,
the time about
where
their
where
money.
you're like, this guy's a liar.
People
Yeah,
lie all the time
100%.
about their money. 100%.
Well, this is what I recognize about like the financial. Okay, so there.
Because this is different than club life. I'm separating. We're
Well-
in the financial world. These are financial guys that are claiming to have money when
Okay.
they don't really
Well,
have
so
money.
I wouldn't say
financial
it's
guys.
I wouldn't say it's different, and this is because, okay, you know how in Nigeria it's like 419 is just a game, everybody plays it.
We're both Nigerian, just to let you know.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, right?
Yeah.
So, there's not a lot of difference or variation between between the guy who's in the clubs and the guy at the top who's just working a 9-to-5 job and who's cooking the books,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
They're both trying to keep up with some type of lifestyle, image, whatever.
Trying
else
to keep
it
up with the
is.
Joneses.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And so as a result, that's what they do to be able to keep up with the Joneses. And so you do see it a lot of time. If the people that you see do it the most are the ones who sell courses.
Oh,
Facts. Oh yeah.
Oh.
So if you see a guy,
You always tell
let's be honest.
somebody to buy my course.
I wanted you to say something. I wanted you guys
No.
to say because those are the biggest scammers in my opinion.
Those are, and I'm not saying that they're all that way,
Mm-hmm.
but generally speaking, like drop shipping is the biggest one right now.
Bro.
Bitcoin is or
I can teach you how to sell and buy Bitcoin like this.
Yeah.
Just buy my course.
Buy my course.
crypto is like
Yeah.
the big thing, right? Crypto is becoming a big thing because the economy's doing bad. Usually, people kind of when the
Levitate
economy's doing
towards
bad,
something
people
else
go towards
outside of
crypto
cash,
because
yeah.
crypto is looked at as a safe haven for
Yup.
for money.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just because it's like decentralized stuff like
Yeah.
that. But that being said, the people who tend to look like they're making the most money on YouTube, especially TikTok now, stuff like
Yep.
that, they're the ones who are selling courses.
Yep.
You know, and so that's when you see it. It's generally if a guy says, "I'm gonna sell you a course and you're gonna learn how to do X, Y, Z,"
This is how
You
I
might-
made all my
you-
money. I'll show you how
that's-
to make my money. Dude, you said something, and I remember we were in a meeting with Curtis, and Curtis, I think he was a little bit upset that day, and he's like, "Look, what we're teaching you guys pay $200 for." While other people, he's like, all right, hold on. And he made these stand. It was like, you just went to a real estate class.
Oh, yeah.
Tell them how much those people are paying $15,000.
And that's on the low end, bro.
Fact.
Like,
bro, can I tell you?
oh, talk about
Can I
yourself.
tell you? Can I? So, a couple things. There's a course that there's a guy who presents it's like twice or 3 times a month in Dallas. Not saying the guy's a scammer. At this point in time, I can't even remember the guy's name, but I do know the organization, so I'm not gonna say it. But they present every 3 times a month, 3 times a month, right? And it's just, hey, come out. We're gonna show you guys how to become real estate investors, and they do really good upselling. So they'll do the 2-day course. Well, actually, the first thing is like, come out to our free event. Boom, you come out to the free event. They'll say, if you're interested,
Go run to
then
the back
come
table.
to the. No, not yet. They don't even do that. So
I
it's
wouldn't
like a
want
funnel.
that.
It's like a
Yeah.
4-stage funnel. It's like if you're interested, then pay. I think it's like $100 for our 2-day, 3-day mastermind. Right? Okay, cool. Boom. Now, if you're really interested, and you want to skip the 3-day mastermind, and you want to come to my house and have me, like invest in
Personally
you
coach you.
personally,
Yeah.
it's $5,000. That's when they say go to the back, right? Some people go to the back, some people don't. After that, you go to the 3-day course, and then they do the, hey, if you're really, really, really interested, now that you see like some of the
It's
information,
just a drip, bro.
literally, then this is what you do. Now, what people never tell you, right? And actually, let me say it like this: what they emphasize is that you can start with bad credit, not a lot of money, because you're using other people's money, right?
Shout out DJ Envy.
There you go. Like literally, like yeah. What they don't tell you is that the avenues that exist for those individuals, you still have to have some type of money, and if you don't have that money consistently, you're not going to be able to last. So in my case, like I have no problem like investing in myself. Like just outside of school, I invested maybe like $25,000 in my own personal education, right? And in each stage of my life when I've made those investments, I've actually came up.
Yeah.
Like it's actually benefited me.
Yeah.
Right. The only one that didn't benefit me as much as I would have liked for it to benefit me was when I took one of those real estate courses, those investing courses. This is probably like maybe 15 years ago, about 12 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And it was like $14,000 for the thing, right? And it was like the
It's not
same.
cheap.
It was
Lot
the
of
same
cheese
thing.
right there,
It's
baby.
not cheap.
It's not cheap,
It's
bro.
not cheap. Now, here's the thing. Again, the things that they taught in the course, they do work. And the thing about it is that no one at the point in time, the internet wasn't the way it is right now. YouTube isn't the way it is right now. Like if you remember YouTube when it first started out, it was like cat videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
To get you to laugh.
Exactly. now it's a little bit now it's a little bit. People are using it as a funnel, but it is what it is.
For sure.
But my point in saying that is that what I recognized that they didn't tell me is that these things really do work, but you're going to have a steady stream of income to be able to invest the way that you want to invest to get to where you want to go. And that's the one thing that I didn't know. Now, me being me, I was like, all right, I made my investment. This is all I want to do. But I would see in these conferences where they would literally go, there was a guy, this is when crypto was starting to get big. He goes, there's a wave coming over crypto. He was right. We have these, what's it called? When your mines, the Bitcoin mines.
Bitcoin mining, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, the Bitcoin mines, if you want to invest, it's $5,000. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. I remember he goes, if you want to do this, go to the back. The first 200 people that sign up, that's the only people I'm taking. Now, throughout this whole little process, he was doing like mind games. He was talking to people. He's like, I already know what type of person you are. And he would like talk to him, ask general
like
questions.
crowd work.
So he goes, all right, so he's done with the thing. And I just see like a sea of people just like, fly to the back, right? People, and I did the numbers, like, this nigga done made all the fucking money in like
2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds. 2 seconds, right? And I think about it, I'm like, okay, this is a terrible investment. This is not something that people need. Long story short, in seeing all of those different things, I recognize, okay, a lot of people are upselling information that's not needed.
That's not scarce.
Yeah, that's not scarce. Products that aren't needed. And they are scamming people.
Oh, 100%.
But there are a bunch of people who are they have valuable products, valuable information, goods and services that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else. And those are the people who they're not scamming people. Oftentimes those people are losing out because they're the people that they bring in are losing out because the person thinks that it's easier than it actually is.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody tells you that I'm a millionaire and I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire, what's the first question you should ask?
How'd you make your
become
money?
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Or
I see
how
what you're
hard
saying.
was it?
Because there's people
You can
teaching
ask that.
courses
'Cause
on how to
when you-
make money, but they haven't made money doing that thing.
Well, not even that.
Thank
Like
you
if
for
you
saying
like
that.
like think about it like
That's
this. Think about it like
100%
this,
true.
because this is what I mean by this. When you say how did you make your money, what you're thinking about is the process.
Yeah.
Step 1, step 2,
hard
step
was
3.
it?
How hard was it that you had to?
How far did you
How
have to
far
go?
did you have to
Yeah.
go, like to
Yeah.
actually get to this thing? If you're telling me that I'm going to skip past certain steps that you or mistakes
I'm gonna
that you
go to 1
made,
to 50.
how many more mistakes do I actually have to make for myself? Like what can't I avoid? They won't tell you that, and that's fine. In my opinion, that's fine because it's just like school. I can't tell you all the information because you're not going to buy it if I told you it's going to suck. If I'm a personal trainer, I'm telling you I'm going to help you lose 200 pounds. And
You're
my
gonna
first
hate me
thing I
for
tell you before you even
whole 2 months.
pay is, look, I'm going to make you do 2-a-days right now. You might throw up. Are you ever going to let me train you?
No.
But if you come in and then you end up throwing up and I go, that's part of the process, bro. How do you feel?
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man.
So I'm just saying, for me personally, I don't mind the people who have products that actually work, because I have benefited from those products. Like there was one of my boys. He said I was crazy for spending $10,000 on a certification when I was training to become a data scientist, right? Data scientist, right?
Yeah.
Right. My income went up $20,000.
There you go.
I'm like, it was an easy sell.
Yeah.
So
Use that.
The
for leverage.
difference is going back to saying if I get a personal trainer and they say I'll make you do 2 days and you're gonna throw up, that almost shows that okay, he's serious. So that's kind of like
Get in the butt with you at least.
so okay. Sometimes people will sell you stuff or sell you information or sell you these courses where you can get online for free, but they're just selling it to you because you don't know any better.
They already got
If
it
someone
broken
is
down
selling
for
you something like you mentioned that is scarce, or maybe it's not organized in a specific way and it's not tailored, and you just got to follow the step-by-step procedure and you're going to get these type of results, and there's not a course for that, then I would say that's okay. I would still not pay maybe 10 grand, 20. That pricing is ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
The only reason, so yeah, I guess we could agree. We could agree to disagree on that one. Not just like the pricing, but the method. Because I'm all about like, does it work? If it works, I don't care what you do with your service. I don't care your price point. I don't care about none of that. If it works, if there's a value exchange and actual value, so I'm not going to judge Tony Robinson for charging $15,000 to come to his what's called
His events.
his events.
seminar.
Yeah, but
His
that's okay, 'cause
seminars,
there's funnels. There's funnels like online funnels that cost like $15K. And I'm like, okay, that I know that works.
Well, what I'm saying is that Tony Robinson, like a lot of what he says is like prevalent. It's not hard to come by on YouTube, books, whatever. But Tony Robbins,
saying it. Yeah.
him, the vibe, the environment, that's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. Like for me, it's not the information per se, it's the people, the ecosystem, all of that comes along with the product that you're getting.
That's true.
That makes the whole
Thing work.
experience.
And
that
this
makes the whole
goes-
thing work.
It goes all back into you put value in what you value, right? So if a lot of people with high identities and with that provide a lot of value see value in that thing that you're providing, then okay, you have something.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of like you said, a lot of like high identity people going to Tony Robbins and you're able to network with them there, okay.
That's different.
If
That's
people
the
if
thing.
people with value see value, that
wanna
makes
be around those
that
people
makes
with
sense.
value, yeah.
But if a bunch of people that are in their mom's basement buying the crypto mining stuff, I'm
That's a
like,
little
okay.
different. That's a
I'm
little
like,
different.
I don't know about this one, right?
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
so
get
it all
rich.
goes back to who sees the like where the value is perceived.
Yeah.
So
What you just said was right. It hit with me because there's this guy we all know him from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, right?
oh yeah.
And so Mr. Wonderful, he's trying the YouTube thing just for fun because he just wants to do another business avenue. And so he reviewed a video of a famous YouTuber. Not going to say his name, but this YouTuber is breaking down his income and how he made his money. And this YouTuber claims to be a real estate like mogul.
Oh, I know
pretty
what you're talking
much.
about.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about.
I've seen the video.
And so
talking about?
Mr. Wonderful was watching the video. Yeah.
Not much.
Mr. Wonderful's watching this video, and he's not the only one doing this. There's other people doing this, but he's a big example, right? He's watching this video, and Graham's like, I have real estate, and he names all his 6 other revenues, and he sells a course on real estate. And so Mr. Wonderful's watching it. At the end, he puts up like a circle graph, and it shows the percentage of which
Yeah.
of his money. And YouTube
YouTube is the most.
it's
Yeah.
the most
The
money.
most of it.
And Mr. Wonderful's like, so why is this guy even talking about
Real
real estate? You didn't make any money on real estate. All your money's from YouTube.
He has, like,
and
3, 4,
talking
5
about
properties.
real estate. He has 4 or 5 properties that don't make him that much money.
I said that about him. So I got my opinions on that guy, but I said that on another podcast about that same guy. So we talked about FTX, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, during the rise of FTX, him and like 4 other people, I have 5 hands up, but it's 4 other people.
Yeah.
Fingers, whatever. But 4 other people were saying, hey, you need to invest in this stock, you need to invest in this crypto, you need to do this. And they were getting sponsorships from FTX for people to sign up with that platform.
Like Tom Brady, Steph Curry, big
Yeah,
names.
big names, but so Tom Brady, Steph Curry, they're big names, but they're not YouTubers. They're not financial
Yeah,
YouTubers.
YouTubers.
The financial YouTubers were the ones saying, "Do this,"
And they're
right?
looked at like they
And,
know
and-
everybody-
right?
yeah, they
and
know
ev-
what they're
and-
doing,
right?
right?
But
And
they're bought.
but none
They're
of they were
bought.
bought, and nobody was even investigating like their background, what they did. Like, bro, there was an interview with the
crazy.
CEO of FTX, the chick, where she said, "You know what? My job really isn't that hard." CEO, she's like, "My job isn't really that hard. I don't have to do that much math." Now imagine somebody that high up in executive level saying that. Would you, as a financial YouTuber, go, "That's kind of fucking crazy," or would you go, "Yeah, y'all should probably go ahead and join this"?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So the fact that like Graham Effins,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, decided that he wasn't even going
Drop
to
the ST.
investigate this person blows my mind. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's strike one. Then you're not even going to reimburse anybody. You're not going to you're not going to try to come together and say, hey, we probably need to. It was none of that. It was just, oh, you know what? Stock market's crashing. Now he's still doing videos on the market.
still doing videos.
And I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, bro, all of you guys were just YouTubers who ended up having an opportunity. Not going to knock your hustle because
Right.
you can't. The way that you get capital to become an expert in the other thing, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that you're not a real estate mogul or whatever, but I am saying that your courses on real estate probably aren't
Won't
as
make-
valid,
it won't
make them the
aren't
money
as
that-
valuable
yeah.
as your courses on YouTube would have been.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you're not a real estate person. Your money, if YouTube stops, real estate more than likely stops.
Yeah.
Your money.
100%.
Right.
All your money
And the
stops.
difference between him and Mr. Wonderful and all these other guys who are really doing it, if their money stops here, they have the connections, they have the know-how
Yeah.
to still duplicate later
There you
on.
go.
Like there's a reason why, like, whatever you think of him, Donald Trump, he has like bankrupt, what is it, like 5 businesses, and he's
Yeah,
like the dude's Teflon,
Mm-hmm.
because he knows how to
bounce back.
duplicate his experiences.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, I think we got enough time. Thank y'all for tuning in. Great conversation with the boys. We're gonna have some more boys podcasts coming on. So thank you, Josh, Sika, and Justin for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank you. No problem.